Arthur. We are four-wheeling for gems. And today we're at C&G Gemcrafts, where spheres are made in Napomo. And we're here, this is in Napomo, California. We're here with Wes Lingerfelt. Wes, would you like to say a few words?
Well, I retired from Vandenberg Air Force Base as an aerospace engineer in 1997, but in 1983 I needed a hobby. I was on field trips with the club, the Orchid Mineral Society, and I decided to make rock hounding my hobby.
Excellent.
I started out with a tumbler in 1983, and today I am inundated with equipment, and I make spears as a hobby.
Yeah, so Wes is well known as one of the foremost, how should I say, innovators in the spear making field.
This approach to polishing was started by me about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And now everybody's doing it this way with these ceramic pads.
Right.
These ceramic pads are that tray over there and this tray here, or this pile here. I don't use any powders. I don't use any grits anymore. I use nothing but diamond for grinding and ceramic pads for polishing.
Okay.
And with any rock polishing, there's only 4 steps you have to do. Coarse, medium, fine, polish.
Okay.
Once you get through with the coarse, that's from the machines that I have inside the big building here. That's where I do the diamond bit grinding on with diamond cups, which I invented and started. Now everybody's using diamond.
Yep.
That's why I was nominated for the National Rock Hound Hall of Fame in 2002.
Excellent.
So I'm about ready to change the pads on this step here. I'm at the 1000 grit. And so I'm going to change the pads and go to 3000 grit.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the machine. I'm going to take it out. Once you take it out, there's no changes to the settings. Okay, I'm going to take off the 1000 grit pads. Notice they just come right off because they're Velcroed on.
Yep.
Now you have to realize, in order to use these pads, these backer pads, they are normally used for polishing countertops.
Right.
And so they're usually flat. But I have to take and put a mill a hole in here, or a cup in here, so that the ball has a place to ride.
Okay.
Okay, and so once I get that changed, I'm going to put my 3000 pads on there. You just stick them right on with Velcro. You'll notice the pads are split. They're split so that the ball has a place to ride.
Right.
All right, so once I get that one stuck on, and we'll stick this one on, then I just pop it in there, turn on a little bit of a drip.
Can we see that one more time? Can we see that drop in there like that?
Okay.
That was pretty good.
All right, so it comes out easily.
Right.
This is a jadeite ball from Clear Creek that I collected years ago.
Okay.
But anyway, these pads have cotton on the back. They I import these from China.
That's the hook and loop, like Velcro.
Yes, it's Velcro. It's really what it is. But anyway, you set it on there and you just pop it up and it falls into place.
Perfect. Wow.
And that's all there is to it.
So this latest innovation where this gets hollowed out a little bit right in here.
I do that on the lathe.
And then these just get a quick cut, so
Yeah.
they don't have to be separated like the other ones back there.
Right. These are for special small sizes because when you see that the the pads are worn, notice they're worn right in the middle.
Right.
You still have very good pad from about halfway out to the edge. So if I finish this cut and I've got a wedge, that wedge fits onto a PVC pipe like that.
Okay, you can reuse the rest of it.
I can reuse the rest of it. So I
Or,
don't lose it.
or it would could it also work for, like, say, a bigger sphere?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes, it can work for a bigger sphere. So we're on 3000, and the 3000 grit normally will give it a pretty good shine.
Okay.
But I keep going up to 8000, and then I use a buffing pad, which is equivalent to 50,000, to get that pop that you really need for a good shine.
Right.
The next step, I'm already getting a good shine. All right, but I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Just throwing the water out of them.
So that was really only about 5 minutes.
Yeah, they don't take long. These diamond pads are really effective. The diamond pads do a good job. That's why I use them. Now I'm going to 8000 here to get a little more pop on this ball. It's got a nice little pattern to it. I like jadeite from Clear Creek. It's a good ball. So that's probably what you want to do also is look for the once that starts running clear, which it is, see it's running clear. The water is running clear. That means it's not taking any more off the ball. Once the diamonds and the ball match, the water will not show any grit in it from being removed from the ball. That means you've gone as far as you need to go on that pad.
Okay. So does that mean that no more material is being removed from the material?
Absolutely.
So you leave it in there?
Once it matches the ball and this match there, it won't take any more off. It's just like rubbing two sheets of paper together.
Does it continue to wear the material on the pad?
No, because it's not cutting.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's at 3000. Okay, so I'm going to go to 8000. No, that's 8000. That was 8000. Now I'm going to go to the buff pads, and the buff pads are like 50,000. Okay. Let me find my buff pads here. I've got to have another pad here. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Any one of these will work. Yeah, that'll work. This is what they call the final pad, the final buff. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And so with this process, there's no packing in the rock.
And so there's no buffing stage. You don't have to put it on the buffing wheel or anything like that.
No. This right here will come up with a final pod.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to zoom in there, and you can see.
Yeah. Once that slurry starts getting clear, it'll clear up a little bit.
So this is where it's.
Yeah, it's actually polishing at a 50,000 mesh level.
So it's the water's a little dark.
Yeah, it's not clear.
So when it's done cutting, then no more material is being cut off the rock, and that water will turn clear.
Yeah.
And this is the drip system that's being used here.
Yeah.
And that comes from that water bottle up there. Okay. So it's right onto the rock to keep it lubricated and
I
cool.
think most of that's coming off the pad. The pad itself is wearing off. So that's like a cerium oxide powder made into a pad.
Okay.
Okay, so this one may not change its color because of what the material is on the pad.
Yeah.
But this will give that ball a really sharp pop. It'll give it a really bright polish. Yeah, that is really a hard one. Now see, it's getting clear. That water is getting clear. Okay? It's almost clear. Okay?
Yeah.
So I think that ball now is probably as good as it's going to get. I don't need to spend any more time and waste my time trying to get a better polish on it because it's done all it's going to do.
All right. So now we can pull it out of there and dry it off and see what the final polish looks like.
Yes, absolutely. Now this is jadeite, so it's going to have a little bit of a dull color to start with because it's not that much silica in it. But it'll have a good shine. Okay, let me see here. I don't know if you can see the shine in that.
Definitely see a reflection for sure.
Oh yeah, you see a good shine. I think that's as good as you're going to get on this rock.
That is fantastic.
Okay.
I can see myself in there.
Oh yeah, I see the sun. I mean, I see the clouds. I see your hand. Yeah, it's got a good shine. It's got a good pattern to it. Now, how much do you think this will sell for?
My guess, about $75.
That's a good start. Since I have low overhead here, though, I could sell this for $60.
Excellent.
And that's a jadeite from Clear Creek.
Excellent.
Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, very nice rock.
Okay.
Well, I want to say thank you very much for letting us come here and see your operation. We'll probably come back and do some more detailed tutorial type work later.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much, Wes.
Thank you.